Hello students, you're starting mensuration, perimeter and area. This is chapter 23 and we're doing exercise 23A. In this exercise, we're going to look at perimeter and area of plane figures. Now what is perimeter? It is the total length of the boundary of a closed plane figure. So when we are talking about perimeter, we are talking about the boundary. So what is the area? Area is the region bounded by the perimeter. What is inside? That is the area. So now let's look at the first problem given to us. The length and breadth of a rectangular plot are given to us, 135 meters and 65 meters. Now we need to find its perimeter first and the cost of fencing it. Fencing is what we are putting at the border. So that means we're talking about the perimeter here. So cost of fencing it at the rate of 60 rupees per meter. So let's begin our statements. So the first statement is length of a rectangular plot. What is the length of the rectangular plot? 135 meters. The breadth of the plot is 65 meters. Now we have to find its perimeter and this is the formula for perimeter. 2 into length plus breadth. So we're going to substitute length and breadth with the values given to us. Length is 135 meters and breadth is 65 meters. So this will be 2 into, let's add up 135 and 65. 5 plus 5 is 10, carry 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10, carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, 200. So 2 into 200 meters. So this will be 2 into 200 is 400 meters. So we have found the perimeter. So the first part of the question we have answered. Perimeter of this rectangular plot is 400 meters. Now let's go to the second part. What is the second part? Find the cost of fencing it at the rate of 60 rupees per meter. For 1 meter, it is 60 rupees. We have to find for 400 meters. So how do we write that? We start our statement by saying, first we write the rate per meter. So given to us in the question, the rate per meter is 60 rupees. So this is the rate per meter. So cost of fencing will be rate per meter into perimeter. Okay, so for 1 meter it is 60 rupees, that is the rate. Now we have to find for 400 meters, which is the perimeter. So we have to multiply 400 into 60. Now whenever numbers end in zeros, it's very easy to multiply. Ignore that and just multiply 6 and 4. 6 4s are 24. So let's write 24 first and then count the number of zeros. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 zeros. So let's put the 3 zeros there. That makes it 24,000, which is the cost of fencing. So we write 24,000 rupees. So we have found the second answer also. The second answer is 24,000 rupees, which is the cost of fencing the rectangular plot. Question 2. The length and breadth of a rectangular field are in the ratio 7:4. If the perimeter is 440 meters, find its length and breadth. So we need to find the length and breadth of this rectangular field. Also, find the cost of fencing it at the rate of 150 rupees per meter. So let's begin. We have already been given the perimeter of the field. It's 440 meters. Let the length be 7x. Now, how did I get 7? Now, look at the first sentence of your question. Let the length and breadth be in the ratio 7:4. The first word here is length. So, the first number, we'll take it as length, for length. That's how I got 7x. Now, let the breadth be. Now, breadth is the second word. So, let's take the second number. So, that's 4x. So length is 7x and breadth is 4x. So we can use the formula perimeter equals 2 into length plus breadth. And perimeter we know is 440 meters. Now this is equal to 2 into, what is the length? Let's substitute the values now. Length is 7x and breadth is 4x. So 440 meters is equal to 2 into 7 plus 4 is 11, 11x. That means 440 meters is equal to 2 11s are 22x. So 22x is 440 meters. That means x is equal to 440 divided by 22 because we have transposed 22 from one side to the other side. Here it is multiplication. When it goes to the other side, it becomes division. Now I can cancel. 22 2s are 44 and a 0 20. So I have found the value of x to be 20. Now we're going to use this value and find the length and breadth of this rectangular field. So length. So now let's find the length of the field. The length of the field we said is 7x, which is 7 into x. And x we found out to be 7 into x is 20. So 7 2s are 14, 140. And the unit is meters. So we have found the length here. Length is 140 meters. Now let's find the breadth. Breadth we said is 4x. So breadth is 4x. So that is 4 into x, which is 4 into x is 20. So we've substituted the value. Now 4 2s are 8 and 0. 4 into 20 is 80. 80 meters. So we have found the length as well as the breadth. Now let's continue. The rate per meter given to us is 150 rupees per meter. So let's write that down. The rate per meter is 150 rupees. Now we have to find the cost of fencing, and the formula to find the cost of fencing is rate into perimeter. So rate given to us is 150 and perimeter is also given to us 440 meters. So we have to multiply 150 into 440. So 440 into 150. Let's ignore the zeros for the time being and multiply. 5 fours are 20, carry 2. Again 5 fours are 20 plus 2, 22. Second step, 1 fours are 4 and again 1 fours are 4. Now 0, 2 plus 4 is 6, 2 plus 4 is 6. Here we have two zeros, so we're going to add those two zeros. So what do we get? We get 66,000. So the final answer here to the question which says find the cost of fencing, and the cost of fencing is 66,000 rupees. Question 3. The length of a rectangular field is 30 meters. And its diagonal is given to us is 34 meters. Now we need to find the breadth of the field as well as its perimeter. So two things to find. So first, let me give you a figure. So I've drawn a rectangle here and we have the length. I've marked it A, B, C and D to make it easier for us to understand. Now length of this rectangular field AB is 30 meters. Okay, and the diagonal is a line that goes through this like this. This is a diagonal. Diagonal is 34 meters. We have to find the breadth. So we have named it B. So this is a rough figure for you to understand. Now let's continue. The length of the rectangular field given to us is 30 meters. We are writing what is given to us first. The diagonal given to us is 34 meters. Now, one important property, okay, before we write this, okay, so breadth is B. According to the Pythagoras theorem, now this is very important. I want you to remember this theorem to use it to find the breadth, especially when the diagonal is given to us. So according to this theorem, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So let me just give you a brief explanation of the Pythagoras theorem. Now, first of all, when you look at this triangle, let's look at this triangle here, ABC. You can see that this is 90 degrees, isn't it? Now, the side that is opposite to the angle, that is 90-degree angle, is called the hypotenuse. Okay. Now, this is only the case of a right angle triangle because we have a 90 degrees. So let me say that once again. In a right angle triangle, the side that is opposite So this is a side that is opposite to the 90-degree angle. This side is called the hypotenuse. Okay, so we're going to keep that in mind when we work out this question here. Now, what is the Pythagoras theorem? What does it say? It says that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse, that is this, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So this is equal to the sum of the other two sides. So the length and the breadth here, if I square those two, I will get the square of the hypotenuse. So we're going to keep that in mind here as we do. So this is B, both sides are B here. So now let's use the Pythagoras theorem to work this out. So AC square is the diagonal, okay, or the hypotenuse. So AC square means 34 squares. Let me write it here. 34 squares is equal to AB. Now AB is here, AB square. That is 30 meters. Okay, so I'll write the numbers 30 square plus BC. BC is only B square. That is the breadth. Now with this we can find the breadth. Okay, so now let's write B square is equal to 34 square minus 30 square. How did I get that minus? I transpose this 30 square. Okay, and here it is plus. So when I transpose it to the other side, it's become minus. So now let's find 34 square. How much is that? That is 34 into 34. 4 4s are 16, carry 1. 4 3s are 12 plus 1, 13. 0, 3 4s are 12, carry 1. 3 3s are 9 plus 1, 10. So here we have 6, 5, 1 and 1. So 34 square, so let's continue. 34 square is 1156. Okay. Now let's find 30 square. So 30 square means 30 into 30. 3 3s are 9. Add the 2 zeros. So that's 900. So minus 900 here. So to find B square, we just have to minus these two numbers and then find the square root of that. So first let's minus 1156 and 900 and see what we get. Let's subtract the 2. 6, 5, 11 minus 9 is 2. So B square is 256, the square root of 256. So now we need to find the square root of 256. So let's do that. So there are different ways to find. Let's use one simple method. So let's do the prime factorization of 256. Let's divide it by 2. 2 ones are 2. Then we have 5. 2 twos are 4. So what is left is 1. Now 16. 2 eights are 16. Then 2 sixes are 12. 2 fours are 8. 2 into 64 is 128. Then 2 threes are 6. 2 twos are 4. 2 into 32 is 64. 2 into 16 is 32. Then 2 eights are 16, 2 fours are 8, then 2 twos are 4 and 2 ones are 2. Now let's take all these numbers here and pair them up. So these two if we take, we get a 2 here. Okay, so we have paired up this. Now let's take the next pair and take 1 from it. Next pair and take 1 from it. And next pair and take 1 from it. Now we need to multiply all these 2's. So how many 2's do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's multiply. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 2 2's are 4, 4 2's are 8, 8 2's are 16. That means the square root of 256 is 16. So B is equal to 16. So once again, let me just go through this. Now B square, we found 1156 minus 900. So B will be equal to the square root of that answer, that is 256. So we found B to be 16 and B is the breadth of the field. So the breadth of the field is 16 meters. So this is the answer to the first part of the question. The perimeter, the formula is 2 into length plus breadth. So that is 2 into length is 30 meters and the breadth is 16 meters, which we just found. So this will be 2 into 30 plus 16 is 46, 46 meters. Let's multiply 46 into 2. 2 6 are 12 carry 1, 2 4s are 8 plus 1 9. So that is 92 meters. So we have found the second answer also. The perimeter is 92 meters. Question 4. The diagonal of a square is 12 root 2 centimeters. Find its perimeter. So the diagonal is given to us, and from that we have to find the side if we need to find the perimeter. Now what is the formula for diagonal of a square? The formula for diagonal of a square is side root 2. That means side into root 2. This is the formula which you should know. Okay. So diagonal of a square is side root 2. Now the diagonal is already given to us. The diagonal given to us in the question is 12 root 2. So let's substitute with formula. So now diagonal is side root 2, isn't it? So side root 2 is equal to, it's given to us is 12 root 2. So now we need to find the value of side. Side will be 12 root 2 by root 2 because we have transposed this root 2 to the right hand side because we want to find the value of the side. So now we can cancel this root 2 and root 2. So what do we have left? We have only 12 centimeters left. So now we have found the value of the side. Now we can find the perimeter. Perimeter according to the formula is 4 into side, and we found the value of side. We just found it to be 12 centimeters. Now let's substitute the value here in this formula. So 4 into side. Side is 12 centimeters. So 12 fours are 48 centimeters. So now we have found the perimeter of this square to be 48 centimeters. So this is our answer. Question 5. Find the perimeter of a rectangle whose length and breadth are given to us. But look at the units. Length is 22.5 meters and breadth is 16 decimeters. So one of these has to be changed. So it's always better to change the decimeter to meter. So we're going to convert decimeter to meter. I hope all of you remember the units of length that you have learned earlier. These are the units starting from the big to small: kilometer, hectometer, decameter, meter, decimeter, centimeter and millimeter. And there are 10 smaller units between each. There are 10 smaller units between each of these. That means 10 millimeters make 1 centimeter. 10 centimeters make 1 decimeter. 10 decimeter makes the meter. Okay, so similarly between two units here, there are 10 smaller units. Now as you move from left to right, you are going from big to small, isn't it? So we multiply when we convert. And if we move from right to left, if you're moving this way towards the left side, we are moving from small to big. So when we move from left to right, we divide. Right to left, we multiply. So in this question, decimeter has to be converted to meter. So we have decimeter here and meter here. That means we are going to move to the left. And that means we have to divide and divide by 10 smaller units. Okay, so let's do that division. So given to us here is 16 decimeter. And we are going to convert it to meters. Okay, so 10 decimeters make 1 meter. Therefore, 16 is what we need to find out. 16 decimeters will make 16 by 10. We have to divide it by 10 meters. So 16 by 10 is 1.6. We just move the decimal point, so it becomes 1.6 meters. So now we have this, we can find our perimeter. So here length of the rectangle is already given to us. Breadth is in decimeters, 16 decimeter, which we have just converted to 1.6 meters. So now both the units are the same, both are in meters. Now we can find the perimeter. Perimeter is 2 into length plus breadth. How much is length? Length is 22.5 meters. Now we need to add breadth to this, and breadth is 1.6 meters. So let's work this out. So 2 into, let's add up 22.5 plus 1.6. 24.6 meters. 5 plus 6 is 11, carry 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 and 2, 24.1. So 2 into 24.1. So let's multiply that. So when we multiply, we'll ignore the point and multiply first. So we'll make it 241 into 2. 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8, 2 twos are 4. Now look at the question. There is one decimal place. So your answer also should have one decimal place. So what do we get now? 48.2 meters. So we have found the perimeter. The perimeter is 48.2 meters. This is our answer. Question 6. Find the perimeter of a rectangle whose length is 24 centimeters and diagonal is 25 centimeters. Let's begin. We'll just draw a figure to understand that better. So we have a rectangle here and we have the length as 24 centimeters and the diagonal is 25 centimeters and we have written breadth as B. Now we need to find the breadth because to find the perimeter you need both length and breadth. So first we need to find the breadth and then we can find the perimeter. So let's begin. So here length of the rectangle given to us is 24 centimeters. It's already given in the question. Then let the breadth we said let it be B. Now according to the Pythagoras theorem, diagonal, that is the hypotenuse of this triangle here. Okay, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So let's substitute the values. AC is the diagonal which is 25 centimeters. So 25 centimeters square is equal to, how much is AB? AB is 24 centimeters square plus B square. Now we need to find the value of B, isn't it? So B will be equal to 25 square minus 24 square. So let's find the values of 25 square. Find the values of 25 square and 24 square. So this is B square. So let's write B square there. So 25 square means 25 into 25. So let's quickly multiply. 5 5s are 25, carry 2. 5 2s are 10, 11, 12. Second step, 2 5s are 10, carry 1. 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5 plus. So here we have 5, 2, 5 plus 1, 6. So here we have 625 minus 24 square. 24 into 24. So that is 4 4s are 16, carry 1. 4 2s are 8 plus 1, 9. Then 2 4s are 8, 2 2s are 4. So here 6, 8 plus 9 is 7, 576. So 625 minus 576. So let's find out how much B square is. Let's subtract 625 and 576 minus, now let's borrow. 15 minus 6 is 9 and then borrow again 5. 11 minus 7 is 4. So we've got 49. B square is 49. So B is equal to the square root of 49. That is, B is equal to 7. The square root of 49 is 7. So we have found the breadth. Now let's find the perimeter. Perimeter is 2 into length plus breadth. Length is already given to us as 24 centimeter. We just found breadth to be 7 centimeters. So let's add it up. 7 centimeters. This is 2 into 24 plus 7 is 31. 31 centimeters. And 31 into 2 is 62. 62 centimeters. So we have found the perimeter to be 62 centimeters. So this is our final answer. Question 7. The length and breadth of a rectangular piece of land are in the ratio 5:3. So let's go slowly. So since length is given first, breadth is given second, so the ratio will be length is to breadth. Now if the total cost of fencing is, this is the rate at which it is done, and the total cost of fencing is 19,200. So this is the total cost and this is the rate per meter. Now we need to find the length and the breadth. So keep all this in mind as we're finding the length and breadth. So let's begin. Cost of fencing. This we are talking about the total cost of fencing, which is 19,200 rupees. Okay, so this is the amount, the total cost of fencing. Then the rate per meter. It's also given to us. The rate per meter is 48 rupees per meter. Now, perimeter is cost of fencing by the rate per meter. Now, how did we get this formula? Remember, earlier we used to find the cost of fencing, and that time we used to write rate into perimeter. Rate into perimeter. So, to find perimeter, we should say cost divided by rate. So, that is all that we have written here. So, now cost of fencing given to us is 19,200 rupees. Okay, 19,200, and the rate per meter is 48 rupees. So that means we have to divide 19,200 by 48. So let's do that division. 19,200 divided by 48. Now 48 into 4. 4 eights are 32, carry 3, 4 fours are 16, 17, 18, 19. So we get the same number, now 0, and we have two zeros which we can carry up. So now we've got our answer there, 400. That means the perimeter is 400 meters. So we have found the perimeter to be 400 meters. Now let's continue. Length and breadth of a rectangular piece of land are in the ratio 5:3. We saw that in the beginning. So let us assume the length to be 5x because this is given first, and the breadth to be 3x because this is given next. So length is to breadth. So we have 5x and 3x. Now perimeter is equal to 2 into length plus breadth, which is 2 into, how much is length? Length is 5x and breadth is 3x. So this is 2 into 5x plus 3x is 8x. So perimeter, we already know it's given to us as cost and rate, and we found it out to be 400 meters. Remember, we found out perimeter to be 400. So we can write 400 meters is equal to 2 into 8x. So 400 meters is equal to 8 into 2 is 16x. So now we have to find the value of x. So that will be 400 divided by 16. So now let's divide 400 by 16 and see what we get. 16 twos are 32 minus, now 3, 10 minus 2 is 8, 80, 16 fives are 80. So we have found the value of x to be, x is equal to 25. We found the value of x to be 25. So with this, we are going to find what we are asked in the question, to find the length and breadth. So let's continue. So length we said is 5x, isn't it? So 5x, let me write it down, 5x, which is 5 into x. And we found out x to be 25, 5 into 25. 25 fives are 125. So length is 125 meters. We found that. Now let's find the breadth. Breadth is 3x, which is 3 into x. 3 into x is 3 into 25. 25 threes are 75. So this is 75 meters. So length is 125 meters, we found out, and breadth also we have found out now, it is 75 meters. Question 8. A wire is in the shape of a square of side 20 centimeters. If that wire, that same wire, if it is bent into a rectangle of length 24 centimeters, find its breadth. Okay, so first we're going to look at the square and then we'll think of the rectangle. So let's begin. So we start by saying the side of the square given to us is 20 centimeters. Now let's find the perimeter of the square. The formula is 4 into side. Why are we finding the perimeter? Because we need the perimeter because the same wire is going to be bent into a rectangle. Okay, so 4 into side, that is 4 into side given to us is 20 centimeters. So 4 into 20 is 80 centimeters. So this is the perimeter of the square. Now, if that same wire is going to be bent into a rectangle, the perimeter of the rectangle also will be the same. So Perimeter of the rectangle will also be 80 centimeters. Okay, because it's the same wire. So we first found the perimeter of the square, and the perimeter of the rectangle is also the same. Now the length of the rectangle is given to us here. It's given as 24 centimeters. So let's write down 24 centimeters. Now we need to find the breadth, isn't it? Breadth is what we need to find out. So let's use the formula of perimeter of a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle is 2 into length plus breadth. Perimeter of the rectangle is already given to us 80 centimeters, and 2 into length is 24 centimeters. Let's assume the breadth to be B. So let's write B here. So the breadth of the rectangle is B. So 24 centimeters plus B. Now we need to find B. So what we can do before that is we can transpose this 2, which is multiplication, to the left hand side. So what do we get here? We get 80 by 2 is equal to 24 centimeters plus B. So 80 by 2 is 40. 40. So now we can find the value of B. B will be equal to 40 minus 24, because we have transposed 24 from one side to the other side. Now how much is 40 minus 24? Let's minus and see. Let's borrow. 10 minus 4 is 6. 3 minus 2 is 1. So that's 16. So we have found the breadth to be 16 centimeters. So this is our answer. Breadth is equal to 16 centimeters. We'll stop with this for now, children. In the next video, we'll continue with the remaining questions. Thank you, children.